A very good morning, my dear children, and I welcome you all for the moral science classes. Today, we are going to start a new chapter from your moral science book, that is, chapter 12, The Gift of Stings. Stings means what? Dung. In Hindi, we are calling it as dung. Like honeybees, when we are going nearby the honeybees comb for taking honey, what the honeybees do? They used to sting us, is it? That's why we will be learning about the gift of stings in this chapter. What is the meaning, how it is related to honeybees or to human beings. All these we will be reading in this chapter. Okay, so all of you open your moral science book, page number 53. Let's start. This happened long, long ago. The bees of a hive labored and collected a lot of honey. After filling the hive with the nectar, the bees sat back and relieved. So, many years ago, what happens? The bees of a hive, where the bees used to live, it is known as hive. So the bees of a hive, they used to labor, it means they used to work. And what was their work? To collect a lot of honey. And after filling that hive, what they used to do with the nectar, the bees, after filling the hive with their nectar, the bees, they used to sit back and they used to just relieve, they used to take rest. One of the bees thought it would be a wonderful idea to make trip to heaven. After all, she toiled for a long time. She, no doubt, deserved an outing. Moreover, it was her long cherished desire to have a vision of her favorite god Jupiter. So one of the bees thought that a great and wonderful idea that bee thought, and what it said, that I will make a trip to heaven. And after a long time, and she said that she is not having any doubt to deserve an outing because she is working very hard, and it was her long cherished desire, it was her very long time desire to have to see her god. And who was her favorite god? God Jupiter. But it was not fair, the bee thought, to go to meet her god empty handed. So she took a vessel full of honey and flew towards heaven. After reaching there, she took permission to meet Jupiter. She knelt before the god and offered the vessel of honey at his feet. Jupiter was very pleased. Overcome with joy at the offering, the god said, I wish to give you something in return for your sweet offering. Tell me what you would like to have from me, and it shall be granted. So she thought that I should go and meet God, and then she thought it would not be good if I'll go empty handed. So I should take something for God Jupiter. And what she did, she just took a vessel full of honey and she moved towards the heaven. And there, after reaching, first of all, she took permission to meet God Jupiter, and then she just knelt down before God and she offered the vessel of honey at his feet. After seeing this, God Jupiter was very pleased, and God was overcome with joy with the offering. And what God said? God said to the honeybee that, what is your wish? You tell me. But taking your sweet offering, I am very happy. What is your wish? You tell me. Whatever you want, I will be giving to you. Then what she said? O Lord, you are my creator and my protector. I praise and thank you for your great generosity. I only ask of you one small gift. I wish to have a sting that can kill anyone who comes to take honey from my hive. Bless me with such a deadly skin. So, what honeybee said? She said, O Lord, you are my creator, you are my protector, and I am praising you and thank you for whatever you have given to me, and thank you for your generosity. And I just want a small gift. And what is that gift? I wish to have a sting. Why she wants to have a sting? So that if anybody comes nearby her hive for taking honey, she can sting that person and that person will be dead. So she said that I just want to bless with a deadly skin. After that, turn the page, page number 54. Next para. Jupiter, as surprised at this request, the god wondered how a little creature that lives in the midst of sweet honey can have such a poisonous mind. How hard-hearted the bee is, thought Jupiter. He felt an aversion for the little creature. I grant you a wish, said the god with anger. The sting will cause great pain, but it is not the one who will be stung that will die. It will be the one who stings that will die. So, God Jupiter, he was very surprised after hearing the request, and he just wondered that this small little creature who used to live in between the sweetest thing, honey, and then also she is having such a poisonous mind. And how hard-hearted this bee is, that God Jupiter thought. And he just felt very angry on that little creature, and God said, okay, I will grant you the wish, but the thing is, the sting will cause great pain. That I promise, that the sting will get a great pain, but what will happen? Not the one who will be stung that will die. That person will not die who will be stung by your sting. But if you will sting anyone, you will be the one who will die. Jupiter then ordered his ministers to throw the evil creature out of heaven. What gift did the bee ask of the god? What curse was given along with the gift of sting? Why? What lesson do you get from the story of the bee? Do you think that there are people who pray for others' destruction? What sort of gift you request from God? So all these questions answer, you people think in your mind. And then you think about this story of God Jupiter and that small bee. Next, it's given, dear children, that our life is a gift from God. Is it? Yes, it is. And we have also received many other gifts which help us live a life worthy of God's children. Every day is a new gift. So our life is a gift from God, and whatever we have got in our life, that is the gift given to us by God. And we should be happy because we are living a life of God's children. And every day that we are getting, it's a new gift from God to us. With the help of the gifts and talents we have received from God, we are able to achieve lot things in life. Through sincere efforts and hard work, we can achieve lot of things in life. Through sincere efforts and hard work, we can improve our position in life as also becomes useful to the society. The fruits of your labor can be enjoyed by yourselves and other alike. So what is given over here? That with the help of the gifts and talents that we have got from God, we can achieve a lot of things in our life, dear children. But the most important thing that we have to do is we have to show sincere efforts and hard work to achieve those things. And we have to show sincere efforts and hard work to improve our position in life, to become a good person in the society, rather than to be jealous of the person who is in the society with you, who is doing hard work and who is much more in a good condition than you. You shouldn't have to be jealous of them, but you should have to be sincere and hard working in your work. Then only you can achieve much more better than anyone else. And whatever labor you will be enjoying by yourselves, that fruits only you will get from God. Next para it is given, but if our achievements are not effected through sincere efforts and hard work, they will prove to be of no avail to anyone. When our ambition to rise high is mingled with bad intentions and impure motives, it will result in disgrace and shame. If we try to use our time and energy for the downfall of others, our destruction is sure at hand. God does not approve of any evil intentions. He has given us our hearts and minds for doing good things. We will fall out of God's favor if we try to put down others with the help of the gifts and talents He has given us. So, if whatever we people are achieving, if it is not through the sincere efforts or hard work, then it is of no use, not even to us, not even to anyone else. And whatever is our ambition we are raising high is mingled with bad intention or impure motives, then it will just be a result of disgrace and shame. And if we will try to think or waste our time and energy for jealousy of others, for the downfall of others, our destruction is sure. Because if we will think bad of others, God will be doing bad with us. So we shouldn't have any such evil intentions in our mind, because God has given us our hearts and minds for doing good things, not for bad things. And we will fall out of God's favor. And if we try to put down others with the help of gifts and talents He has given us, then God will not think of us. We must not transgress any moral value in order to achieve any result. Any immoral action adopted against any person will surely boomerang and destroy us. Anything achieved through evil efforts and methods will only be short lived. In the long run, such achievement will become a curse to the person concerned. So, what is given over here, that we must not transgress any moral value in order to achieve any result. We should not only go through the moral value in order to achieve any result. Whatever we are doing, we have to do for the good for. Okay, not of thinking about the result. And if we are opting any of the immoral action for others, then it will surely boomerang and destroy us. Boomerang, you people have seen? If we throw boomerang far away, what happens? It comes back to us. In the same way, if we will be doing bad to others, it will destroy our own life. And any such evil efforts or methods will only for short time. It is only for short lived. And it will not go for long run. And you will become a curse to the person concerned. Okay. Next, last one. In order to improve our position in life, we must look for suitable ways and means to overcome our limitations. Nurturing destructive feeling and tendencies will not help in any way. We must be able to judge ourselves rightly with all the abilities and gifts that are at our disposal. With the ability to judge rightly and act wisely, we can work wonders in life. The one who prays for others' destruction is bound to get the curse of his own downfall. So, here it's given that in order to improve our position in life, we have to use the ways and means to overcome our limitations. Limitations means our disadvantage we have to overcome. Rather than thinking about others' tendency, it will not help us anymore. And we must be able to judge ourselves first of all rightly, because we have also got the abilities and gifts from God like the other people, and that is our disposal. And if we are having the ability to judge rightly and act wisely, then only we can work wonders in life. So judge yourself first of all. And the most important line given over here, that one who prays, a person who prays for the other person's destruction, other person's wrong will, then it automatically boomerang, it automatically come back to you and is born to get the curse of his own downfall, like the honeybee who thought and wished from God to take the sting to kill other, but God has given him what God has given him. Okay, I will give you the sting, but who will be stung, that person will not die, but who will be stinging, that will be dying. So that what God has done with the honeybee. So in the same way, if we people also will be thinking about the destruction of other people, then it will automatically comes to us. That's why the moral of this chapter is, you should have to be good to others, and you should do your work with sincerity and hard work. Okay, don't think bad about anyone else, otherwise it will be coming back to you. I hope you all understood this chapter. Thank you, dear children. Have a nice day ahead. Kindly go through the chapter nicely, then only you will able to see, and then only you'll be able to understand the chapter. Thank you.